Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Deep Prep. Tonight's dish is going to be tortilla chips from scratch at home. Now this is a pretty labor-intensive process, but the reward is worth it. We're going to start off with some masa, which is a corn flour, and we're going to put about 3 cups into our bowl. We're going to add some cold water in here, and we're just going to kind of measure it as we go. And this is almost like making pasta dough. What you're looking for is just a certain consistency that feels really nice. So we're just going to work our dough until it doesn't feel sticky anymore. And if you tear it open, it kind of looks like a really dense sourdough bread. So the next thing I do that makes these tortillas totally delicious is butter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about 1/4 stick of butter. And then we're going to mash that in with our hands. And that makes these tortillas really, really tasty because fat is flavor. And while we're doing that, we're going to add a big old pinch of salt. Now I'm using a really coarse salt because I really love it when I bite into a tortilla chip and I get a little crunch of salt. And now we're gonna add our chopped cilantro. People are gonna ask you, where'd you buy these chips? And you're gonna say, I didn't buy them, I made them. Mash this cilantro into our dough. Okay, so we've got our dough ball. I'm just gonna tear off chunks and roll them into balls. Now we're ready to press them. This is a tortilla press. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can use a rolling pin, but this makes it really easy and really fast. Wrap the top of your tortilla press with some saran wrap. Throw them on the bottom and flatten them out. Peel them off the press. Be kind of gentle here so they don't tear. Tortillas. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook our tortillas in my electric skillet. Don't put any oil in there because we've already got the butter in here to add that fat. These are gonna cook for about 1 minute, 30 seconds on each side. Flip these over and cook them for another 30 seconds on the other side. Stack these, and I'm just gonna cut these into quarters, and now we're ready to fry them. We're gonna throw our tortillas in to fry them up, a handful at a time. Don't overcrowd your pan or you're gonna get some serious mess. Just stir them around, make sure they get nice and crispy. And my oil here is about 375 degrees. We want to see the chips stop having all those little bubbles in the oil. That means that all the moisture has escaped from the chips and they're going to be nice and crispy. So we're going to take them out and we're going to drain them on some paper towels. Alright, so our chips are fried. We're ready to taste this. Check this out. Most of the chips are going to have this pocket, almost like a pita. You could actually fill that with something and get really creative. So let's give it a taste. There is no brand of chips that comes close to the quality of these chips.
I don't always eat tortilla chips, but when I do, I make them from scratch.
Y tenemos toma cerveza.
Ay, papi.